Hello and welcome back, and welcome to any one of you who are new. What I want to do here today is explain Las Vegas Urban Games, also known as Urban Games, and show you how it works, explain a little bit about the code, as well as give you any ideas that might help on modifying and using it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you the app from the beginning first and then move on to the code. All right, here we go. Here is the app. Go ahead. I don't have to tell you how to start an app. So what we have here on the home screen is really just the instructions on how to play the games. We have the Scavenger Hunt, now the Casino History Tour really isn't a game. It was more of a self-guided tour of the Las Vegas Strip and the history of the casino locations, like the Mirage Hotel Casino Resort. It's being torn down and replaced with the Hard Rock Casino. But before that, it was a different casino, and I wanted a history of the location and not specifically of the current casino in the area. So that's an idea that some of you might use. And Find the Weirdo is more of a people watching type game where we had a performer on one side of the strip and with specific characteristics, either the way they're dressed, how they're behaving, how they're acting, and as the players walk down the strip and watching all these people, they'll see other performers, other strange looking people, tourists that just look a little odd. It was just a fun way of getting out and enjoying your environment. I did make sure that these things did turn off as well. So then you would go to scan. Scan now. I made sure it was easy to read or find the clues by having not the clue and then the actual clue name as the device name. Click on the clue and then you'll find that it went to key info. Very simple. Track down the place with vintage flair and a whisker of charm where fashions has 9 lives. It's a fairly simple clue for the location, since the play area was just the Las Vegas Arts District. So from the starting point, you get the clue, figure out that you're going to 9 lives. No, I'm sorry. That's part of the clue. That would make no sense. The Red Cat Vintage Clothing Store. Go there, whether it be inside or just outside the shop to get your next clue, which will send you down to the next one. So fairly simple. Now let me explain part of this code here. Alright, the BLE scan shouldn't have to modify anything here. This is just to get permissions and activate Bluetooth. Home fragment sets up the home page. Here's where it gets a little weird. Scan fragment. This is what does most of this heavy lifting. And as I said, it's the same functionality for all the modes or gameplay. When it scans, it looks, tries to pull the name, and if it's not the clue, I have it set for not the clue, as opposed to displaying the nearby Bluetooth actual name for privacy reasons. And then when it finds it, it displays it just like you saw. Here you can do some modifications. You can change the icons. And here's where, let me close some of these up. Open windows really annoy me. Just excuse me for a second. And here's where the actual layout is. You can tell I kind of rushed this. So the UI is very basic. The user interface is very basic. Adding your own style, 3D buttons, or stylizing in any way is fairly simple. And if you do want to use this and modify it, I'm sure you don't want to see that Las Vegas sign. Change it here in Mitmap. And I did have one problem with the colors that I was going to correct, but I never did. When using the phone on dark mode, which a lot of people are doing nowadays, I normally don't. The clues on the home page, or not the clues, the instructions on the home page, they disappear. It's black on black. What's going to change that? If you do not modify the code to fix that, if your phone is on dark mode, in order to see the text, you would have to put on high contrast. And that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it for the app. Now, to understand how it works, we're using a ESP32 with just a single cell battery charger. Then all you need to do is actually load the firmware on, and it's ready to go. So since we're doing that, let's talk about the firmware. Firmware, very little needs to be modified. When we were using this, we were using 5 BLE beacons. They were usually far enough away where they would not conflict with each other, but in order for BLE or Bluetooth like anyways, BLE. I'm blanking on what BLE stands for. Low energy. Bluetooth low energy has to use the service ID and characteristic ID independently. There are some websites you can have UUIDs generated, but I find it easier just to modify the last character one by one, as this is only specifically for the app. You're really not going to have that much problem interfering with anyone else, any other Bluetooth device. So, choice is yours. Generate a new one or modify this one, but they are required, so don't remove it. Device name, really simple. Whatever you want to name it, just change this text field. And what you want on the information screen, change it here. A few things to point out is to restart the BLE. Actually 30 seconds is probably too long. The reason for this is if you're playing with a group of people, the first one who reads the characteristic will be the only one that sees it. Anyone else is not going to display that characteristic anymore. So the advertising needs to be restarted periodically, usually set in the rules. And to make sure that it always does, we restart the whole loop. And that's about it. Modifications that I might suggest, or I was actually thinking about myself before the company and the project went defunct, is adding choose your own adventure, which you can see in the GitHub. A brief description on how we were going to set that up. With the choose your own adventure, it would be a little bit different than include text. There's a few ways of setting it up. One where you could set it up as a HTML page within the ESP32, or it could be a link to a website that has the story and sometimes images or whatever you'd like to put up there. And then with on the web page, it would have the decision either go to the pond, which could be a lake in the story, or the trees, which would be the forest. And then in those locations you would have a BLE or a ESP32 beacon for that particular part of the story. I really would like to have done that, but unfortunately ran out of time. And that's about it. That is what we had here, and I really hope that you guys take this upon yourself and make something, do something with it, and show me or tell me. Write in the comments what you've made. I'd love to hear it. And that'll be it for now. I'll just say a few last things. Obviously, I do not script my videos. I upload them raw as unedited videos. If you like this format, let me know, or if you want me to take out my uhs, I can do that. And a little programming note, I feel like I'm going to be doing this, uploading videos once a month from here on out, about specifically things on the GitHub for right now until I get other projects that I'm interested in. And also the next two videos is a two-parter of the E-menorah, which you can see a video that I posted last month. Now the E-menorah doesn't seem to get the love that it deserves. It is more than just a religious thing, project. Main reason why it was created was because I saw a lot of Christmas tree kits back when I was designing these kits. But it's more about the logic, the circuitry of it. So I'm going to explain how the NAND gates are switches, how the SMIT trigger is used for simulating flame with the LEDs. And I really hope that you guys come back for that one. As I said, that'll be 1 month from now. And that's it. So I hope to see some comments, and I will definitely take them to heart. I want to thank you for watching. Have a good day.